Hi everyone, it's Elise. As I spoke about in my last video, I received a Bible for review the other day, and I am really excited to share this with you guys because it's really beautiful, and I've been using it for several days now. I think it might have been a week ago. I'm not really sure, maybe a little less than a week, but I've been using it every day, and I am really enjoying it. So like I said in that last video, I approached Holman and asked if I could be on their review team to get advanced review copies of Bibles or Bible studies. And so every once in a while, they'll send me a couple things, and I just love Bibles. If you've seen my Bible collection video, I just really love Bibles. There's something so precious and just so I love the feel of them. And yeah, so anyways, I wanted to share this one with you all. As always, when I review things, I am going to give my honest opinion, things that I like, things that I maybe think could be better. They do not require a raving review. They just ask for an honest review, and I'm happy to give that. So that is what I will do. So this Bible is the CSB Note-Taking Bible Expanded Reference Edition, and it is in the cream suede soft leather touch version colorway. So it comes in this nice hard box, and you can read right here the different features of it. So there was a note-taking, they have a note-taking Bible, but this is an expanded reference edition, so there are more cross references, which is really nice. And there's a lot of journaling space. It's a 9-point type font size. It is black letter text, which I've recently learned is good for people who are colorblind because they sometimes can't see the red lettering very well. So I didn't know that before. So once I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, so I can appreciate like a black letter text all the way through. It has a concordance, a Bible reading plan, maps, and it is 7.25 by 9 page size. And then the cover is a little bit larger than that. So I really like the big non-traditional size of this Bible. And I especially like the fact that it is not very, it's heavier than like your average small Bible that you're going to get at the store, but it's not super heavy. It's definitely lighter than like a lot of study Bibles that I have. And also it's like very bendy and just comfortable to hold. And this suede leather soft is so soft. Like it is really soft. It's like, yeah, it feels like suede. So yeah, I like the non-traditional size. And just for comparison, I do have the She Reads Truth Bible by Holman, which I think is a very common Bible that people know the size of. So I think it's a good reference for the size. So you can see here that the note-taking Bible is about an inch or maybe a little bit more wider than that. And then it's also just a teeny tiny bit taller. So, but yeah, it definitely doesn't feel too big. Like I've gotten Bibles before, like I had this New King James study Bible before, and it was massive. It was so big and so heavy, and I just couldn't I had to return it because I just couldn't work with that size. But this size definitely feels really comfortable, really manageable, and nice to hold and carry. And I actually really like laying it open on my lap, like when I'm sitting reading on the couch, because it just fits really comfortably on my lap. Like it feels like a good size for taking notes and things like that. So yeah, I really like that. Here is the spine. So it has CSB at the top, Holy Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and then Holman with this beautiful design. There were several different designs in this, but I really love this one. Again, it's super soft, and I don't know why, but I feel like it just gives me the vibes of like a Bible that a queen would have. I don't know why. I just feel like this is like a very royal looking Bible. Like it's just so luxurious, and it just feels very like lush and rich. And yeah, so yeah, I really love the cover of this. It might be one of my favorites. Yeah, I can't think of one that I like better than this. Yeah, so that's really nice in itself. So let's do the flip through. When you open it up, you have this tan colored end pages in here. And it is Smith sewn, so it has that good binding. You'll notice that the pages are very cream colored, and I love that because it makes it so easy on the eyes. Now this page is more cream than the actual cream of the Bible pages. You can see that there. But even without that, like here is what the normal Bible pages are, and here is a white piece of paper. So you can see that it is quite cream. And yeah, I just have found that it makes it so easy on the eyes for reading, for studying, and for journaling. So I am really a big fan of that. The paper, I don't know, it didn't give details about the paper itself. Like it doesn't give a GSM or anything like that. It feels pretty standard Bible paper, and we'll talk about the pen test in a little while since it is a note-taking Bible. I'll let you know what has worked for me with it. But you open it up, you get the table of contents. I really like this font style and just the layout of the page. It looks very clean. You get the introduction to the Christian Standard Bible, what the translation philosophy was, what the textual base is, meaning what ancient books they used to translate it. History of the CSB, etc., etc. Footnotes, textual footnotes, commonly used abbreviations, and then it goes right into the Old Testament. So there are no book introductions, there are no study notes, there's no extra like commentary in this Bible. It is just the text of the Bible plus the footnotes and then any translation notes at the bottom. So all the cross references are in the lower corner here, and then all of the translation notes, like alternate translations or alternate words that could have been used, are at the bottom there. And then you can see that there is a space at the top of each page for note taking. And then let's see what it said. 2-inch. So it's 2 inches at the top and 2 inches at the side of every page. This looks less than this to me, but that's what it says on the box. So anyways, I do like that it is a 2-column format, and I do think that the text is easy to read, at least for me. I do technically usually need reading glasses to read, but I don't have any problem reading this without glasses. So yeah, but I do wish that the text could have been a little bit bigger, and I'll talk about things that I would have liked to see and things that I like about the Bible in a little bit after I do the flip through. So you go through the whole Bible. At the end of a page, if the text ends like this, it'll leave the page blank and you can go to the next page, which is nice. Some Bibles, you know, they'll just start the next book right there, but I like that this gives you extra space. It won't always be like that on every book. It'll just depend on how the book ends. Like, let's see what Leviticus is like. So there's Leviticus, so you have less space, but still you have plenty of space in this Bible for journaling. So you go through the whole Bible the same. When we get to the New Testament, we have the end of Malachi, and then we have a page that says the New Testament, and then we go straight into Matthew. There are 2 ribbons here that are various shades of cream. They are nice ribbons. I don't know much about ribbons, but I know people like go really into depth even on ribbons, but to me these are just really nice. I like that you can have one for the Old Testament, one for the New. I like the binding here. Sorry, it sounds like the trash truck is going through. Yikes. Okay. So anyways, once you get through the whole Bible text, let's go to the back pages. So here we have the end of Revelation. And by the way, you can see that obviously this lays flat at any point in the Bible. It's just a very nice like drape of the page. And again, very, very comfortable to hold in the lap. So you have in the back, right after Revelation, a daily reading plan. And this is to help you read the Bible in a year. So I like that how that's laid out and that you can like do check boxes. So we have a few pages of that. Then you have the concordance with all the words and where they are appearing in the Bible. And it is quite, I mean, I guess I don't really compare concordances usually, but this seems like an extensive one. And then you have one page that is just blank, which there's my pen test. And then you have really beautiful, nice maps. Like, I think these are probably the nicest maps I have ever seen in a Bible. It's like really thick paper, also gilded on the edge. Obviously, let me shut my window here. So sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, the maps are super, super nice. And then you have another thick end page and the paste down end page on the back like that. So I'm very impressed with the construction and the materials of this Bible. Like, it feels very quality. It feels like it'll last for a long time. And by the way, it also is gold gilded, which I love. I love, love, love a gilded Bible. Okay, so to the pen test, this is a journaling Bible, so I would hope that it could take a variety of pens. And to be completely honest, I wish that it had a little better of a quality of paper that would have allowed for more pens to be used. However, you can use different pens in here. You just can't use like something like a fountain pen. So you can see here that let me zoom in. I tested a Zebra Sarasa Mark-On 0.5, which I would love if that worked because then you can highlight over that. But that one did, I mean, it was okay, actually. Here, it's that top one there. So there is quite a lot of ghosting, but I don't technically see any bleed through. So that was okay. Then we had the Zebra Sarasa Clip Vintage, and I tested 2 colors because that yellow color tends to do a lot better than the darker blue. And then a Uni 1.38, 3 mild liner colors of various like depth and shade. And then these are 3 fountain pens, a medium nib pilot, a fine nib pilot, and an extra fine Twisby. Then I did the Hobonichi Jetstream. I tested each one of those colors. And then I had a Uni 1.5 in a plum purple. That usually does really well in my other Bibles. And then the Sarasa Dry 0.04, a Shikiori highlighter, and then a Pentel Fude Touch highlighter. So obviously we can see the biggest bleed through is the fountain pens and the Sarasa Dry. The Jetstreams, everything else ghosted, but nothing else bled through except for I think the Pentel Fude Touch did bleed through a little bit. So yeah, and even the mild liners, the darker colors did not do so well. You can see at the end of the stroke, like they bled through, and then there's just like really heavy ghosting for those darker colors. So I'm definitely going to stick with lighter color mild liners. And then also the Zebra Sarasas did okay. The Uni 1.38 did okay. Obviously the ballpoint 0.38 did okay. So those are the type of pens that you are limited to in this Bible, which is fine. Like I expect that most people are not trying to use fountain pens in Bible paper. That's kind of unheard of. I've never heard of a Bible that you can use fountain pens with. I've seen a couple things online, but I've never tested anything for myself. So it's not that I expected the fountain pens to work, but I do wish that the like gel pens would have done a little bit better, like the Sarasa Mark-On and the Sarasa Dry. What's interesting is that the She Reads Truth Bible, it has like a different type of paper. It feels different, and I don't know what the difference is, but that one actually takes a lot of different pens better, like a lot of gel pens, like the Sarasa Mark-On, so that you can then highlight over them. See that there? That's the Sarasa Mark-On with highlighter over it. And then, well, it's a sticky note, so let me take that off. So here is the back of that. And yeah, there's a little bit of ghosting, and I don't mind ghosting. There's definitely no bleed through. So it's interesting. I don't know enough about Bible paper to be able to know what the difference is, but for a note-taking Bible, I would hope that the paper could take more types of pen and definitely highlighter of all kinds. So I don't even know if that's possible, but that's what I would wish for. If I was designing a Bible, I would want the paper to be able to take various kinds of pens and highlighters for the journaling purposes. And especially because I know people even do like watercolor in their Bibles. I don't know how that would go in here. I didn't test that obviously, but I would imagine that would be difficult. That being said, I did take several notes through the book of John because that's the book that I was studying this week. And it was a pleasure to use this Bible. Like, I had no issues whatsoever with the pens that I used. So I used that Uni 1.5 in that lighter color. I think it's called plum something. And then I also used the Sarasa Vintage, both in the yellow color and the blue color later. And then I used the mild liner in the light pink color there. So let's go to the other side of this page, and you can see that with the lighter highlighter, no bleeding at all. There's a little bit of ghosting, but that's fine. Again, that does not bother me. I expect that. And then also just some mild ghosting up here, but no bleed through. So those pens were good and fine. Sorry, I keep feeling like something on that cover. So as we go through here, yeah, that's what I did. For me personally, I feel like the space at the top is a little bit awkward. Like, I don't really know what to write up there, but you can see that just like at the beginning of chapter 4, I wanted to write a note. Well, I wanted to write a note for 4:1 verse 1 through 26. And so I just put that note up there. But if I were to design this Bible myself, I would have made the text block reach up to the top of the Bible so that the text could be a little bit bigger, and then just had the space on the side. That's just my preference. I just feel like this space, I don't really know what to do with it, but I'm sure that a lot of people really appreciate having that extra space, and it is nice. I mean, like, the more space to write, the better. And as time goes on, I might figure out a way to use that a little bit better that makes sense to me. But yeah, if it was me, I would have extended the text to the top. So that was one of the notes that I had on it. And then just flipping through here, trying to get to the darker blue pen that I used. So yeah, none of these pages with the orange colored pen had any issues. And then you can see this is the same side that I had that text on. And so even with having text written on both sides at the exact same spot with that pen, we're absolutely fine. And then here I started using the darker blue pen, and there is a slight bit more ghosting with that just because it's darker, but there is still no bleed through. And I was taking care not to like press super hard with the pen because I can tend to be a writer that like presses really hard. But yeah, I just tried to write as gently as I could, and it was perfect. So yeah, and then that's a different light blue Sarasa that also did fine and had no bleed through. So I made notes within the text block. I made notes on the side, and it's been a wonderful experience so far in here. I really enjoy the experience of reading and making notes in this Bible. And I'm like very excited to continue using it. I think I'm just going to let this be my main Bible going forward, my main reading Bible for my Bible reading plan, because I just really, really like it. So as far as pros and cons, I love the cream colored paper. I love the size. I love the way it drapes. Like I said, I love the color of the cover and the construction of it. It's just really beautiful. I think it is a very well made, lovely Bible. I do like the text size. I think it's a nice size. I think it's fine that it's black letter. I sometimes prefer red, but I really don't have a preference either way. So yeah, I like all of that. I like the 2 ribbon markers, one for Old and New Testament. I like the reading plan and the concordance in the back. I like that it can take several of the pens that I have, even if it can't take all of the pens that I would prefer to use. So yeah, overall, I'm like really, really happy and pleased with this Bible. Some cons that I wish were a little bit different. I would prefer for the text block to go all the way up and for the text font to be a little bit bigger, maybe 9.5 or 10. And then just have the writing space on the sides, because for me, I think that would be enough. But I understand for a lot of people, they love and want that extra space. I also wish that the references were a little bit larger in size. These are a bit small for me to locate the reference from the text and then read what that reference is. So I've seen this done different ways in different Bibles. I've seen like the reference, like where it says 2027 right there. Let me zoom in. See where it says 2027 and then the reference is Numbers 12:7. I've seen sometimes where those reference numbers are in a different color, which helps you to pick them out of the block. But definitely I wish that this section font was bigger so that it would be easier to use those cross references, or that they were somehow like differentiated from each other so it would be easier to find. That is a little bit like not user friendly for me to find what I'm looking for from the text. Obviously I can do it, but it just takes me longer to find it and it's harder on my eyes. So that's that. And then I guess I wish that the paper was just a little tiny bit more conducive to using other mediums in it. For a note-taking Bible, I wish that it could take darker highlighter colors, and in my dream world, it would be able to take all gel pens and fountain pens. But I know that that's an unrealistic ask, so I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, that is my review of this Bible. I really enjoy it. I think this is like the creamiest page color that I have in any of my Bibles, and I am surprised by how much I love it, because I didn't think that I cared that much, but just using this is really, really nice and easy on the eyes. So yeah, I love that. And again, I just love the feel of this. I love holding it in my hands. I love sitting with it on my lap. So that is all very beautiful. So that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it and or found it useful. And I'd love to hear any comments or questions down below, and have a wonderful day. Bye.